Hey everybody, this is my second installment to something new eachweek.com. I didn't know what I wanted to do for my second installment, but it's a rainy day outside, it's dreary. I really didn't want to go out to a restaurant or a bar or anything, so I decided to stay indoors. And I am going to try to cook something. Scary, I know, but I am not a cook, but I think I can follow some basic directions. So I thought about what I wanted to cook. It has to be something really, really easy. So I looked online, and since I love chocolate, I decided to make something with chocolate. So I found a recipe for a chocolate souffle. So I am going to attempt to make a chocolate souffle. I've never had one before. I've seen pictures of them. I know that they're really, really cute. They rise really high, so something looks like I want to actually try. So it would be something new for me, actually cooking and trying this new recipe. So the first thing I need to do, and I do have all of my ingredients set out, just like on the cooking shows. I'm going to try to follow this recipe step by step. It calls for 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, divided. That's my sugar there. I have 2.5 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. Of course, I'm going to use Ghirardelli. That's my favorite. 1 large egg separated. That's right here in that dish. 2 large egg whites, and I have that in the glass bowl there. 1 teaspoon of all-purpose flour. I have my flour here. 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That's right here. 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That is right here. And confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar if I want to use that as a garnish on the end. So to get started, I am going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees. So if you want to follow me over here, I have my oven on, and it is set for 375 degrees. I do know how to use some of the nodules and knobs on the stove, so I've used it a time or two. So that's preheating. Now it says for me to actually, I am going to lightly coat 2 to 3 ounce ramekins with cooking spray. And I have my cooking spray right here. Well, I'm going to actually use butter because I'm like Paula Deen. I love butter. So I have my whisk right here. I'm going to go ahead and get some butter. So let me go ahead and move over here. And I have my butter out, which my husband put up in the refrigerator. Now it's hard. I wanted it at room temperature, but that's fine. So I am going to...
Cut!
Thanks, honey. I'm going to go ahead and lightly grease my ramekins with butter. That's 1. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all 4 of these. I was going to try to make them really small, just so we can have our little individual servings, but depending how they turn out, we may not be eating these anyway. So, okay, that's my second one. And here is my third one. Okay, and number 4. Okay, so I have lightly buttered those ramekins. I'm going to set this right here. I'm going to use a paper towel just to set this off to the side and see what my next directions. Okay, so I lightly coated the ramekins, and then it says to coat the insides of each with my sugar. So here's my sugar, and I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit in each one. Okay, right there, and just make sure that the sides are all coated. first one. My second one. My third one. And then my fourth one. So they're all coated with sugar. And let's see, next I want to place my chocolate, which I do have. It is in a double boiler. I have it melted. I'm going to whisk my egg yolks and cream. So here's my egg yolks right here. And I am going to whisk this. I do have a bowl that's actually prepared right here. I'm going to insert my egg yolks. Okay. And my cream. And I do have my cream right here. As you can see, this is my cream. Okay. So, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and whisk the egg yolk and cream, and I don't have a whisk, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my hand mixer until it is combined. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, can you follow me over here and get the beaters to my mixer. Plug this in here, take that out. Okay, and I'm going to do this up here so you can actually see me while I do this. You know, it's not going to reach, sorry. Okay, let me do it right here. Move some of this stuff out the way. Now, and I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to turn out right, because after all, it is me. I'm trying to cook something, so. Okay, I am whisking my egg yolks and cream. And it's ready for me to add my melted chocolate in. Now, what I read on this is that you should never add really anything hot to the egg yolks, because if it's really hot, that will cause the egg yolks to actually cook, and you'll end up with like chocolate scrambled eggs. So what I want to do is actually add a little bit at a time. And then after I add each little spoonful, I'm going to go ahead and beat it some more. So, and I think that what that also does is if you add a little bit at a time, that actually cools the eggs down, so you can go ahead and add the remaining amount of chocolate. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. And even if this doesn't turn out right, I'll eat it, because I mean, you can't mess up chocolate. So I'm going to go ahead and put the remaining chocolate in. And it smells so good.